Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode slash edition slash installment of Free Thinkers. I'm Q. Got Denise in the building. Denise, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing super,
That's
super
good.
great. Yeah.
So,
A
I
little
was just
tired.
telling somebody, a
A
little tired. Okay.
little
I
tired.
was telling somebody I said, Denise is making me lazy. Because when it comes to Free Thinkers, I'm like Denise. She as good a moderator as I am. So whenever she come up and talk, oh shoot, Denise got this. I'm just gonna come on in and be in for the ride. So I'll just be relaxed. I'm like, oh man. But yeah, so we're in the building. I'm sure Nikki's on her way as well. So of course, if you don't know, I try to make this as efficient as possible. Free Thinkers is a discussion group where we talk about a wide array of subjects, topics, um, and we're open to just about any and everything. So we believe in being free of thought, free of expression, and this is it's free to join too. So if you want to join, then make sure you go to our Facebook page, go to the link, or you can go to YouTube. We'll make sure that we have the link in YouTube as well. If you can't get to it for some reason, just let us know and we'll put it in the comments as well. So if you've never been on StreamYard before, make sure you go on to StreamYard. All you got to do, just click the link. If you click the link, it will direct you to us. It'll give you some instructions on how to get in. We'll let you in the room. Keep in mind, this is adult content and adult language. So if you don't want everybody hearing it, then, that's just something to keep in mind. Also, make sure you have something in your ears as well so that the sound doesn't bleed over. We don't have any type of echo, anything like that. So outside of that, just come with your thoughts and be prepared to speak your mind. Be prepared to be challenged. Be prepared to learn something from yourself and from the perspectives of other people. This is a really dope group. This is a group that I really like. This group. It sounds like, yeah, we spearhead this thing, but you know what? What I will give myself and Nikki and even Denise across the country, what I give us the most credit for is not dictating the direction. We allow conversations to go wherever they may go. And that allows this group to be whatever it's designed to be because we don't have, outside of having authentic conversations, we don't have any alternate agendas based on it. So come in, come free, and then we're going to have a conversation. So just like every other week that we've had over the last several years, I think we got another good show. Got another good topic. Like I said, Denise is making me lazy because she's coming up with these topics, and then she has a list of questions, and she has. So I'm gonna get back on my grind. I can't let Denise just allow me to coast in the back seat all the time. Even if I do coast in the back seat, I don't want to get to the point where I'm just um, too comfortable. Always, I like being prepared no matter what, which I'm typically prepared. So no matter what happens, then we're good. So, um, what are we talking about?
Uh-oh. Wait, you're kind of breaking up a little, but I need to put my computer on the charger really quick. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I just need
Nope,
to
nope.
put this on the charger because I wrote some questions down. Sorry, free thinkers fam. So, ugh. All right, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Um, wait, is it charging? Hold on. Ah, sorry, y'all. I'm coming. There we go. Okay, we're on the charger. Okay, today we are getting into. We could call it managing our desires, but we're getting into desires, and you know us, free thinkers, we
Desire.
hitting it from all angles. Um, that pun may be intended later.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
oh,
This is an adult show. So I was thinking, I was having some conversations recently, and I was noticing how desire driven some people are, um,
hmm.
and how that can without proper management, lead to potentially not getting the overall desire one wants by always going for what the immediate desire is in that time. So then it just had me thinking about desires in general. And it had me thinking like, how do you recognize your desires? Because I think sometimes we don't even fully recognize that we do have a desire for something. So it's like recognizing what those desires are. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q. I feel something in your spirit,
No,
man.
so this is simple. Yeah, no, this is for you not to, and I agree with you. A lot of people don't recognize their desires, but for you not to recognize your desires means that you have allowed society, your upbringing, your surroundings, and your family to dictate what it is you should desire. Like desire, it should not be something that's complicated for you to be able to understand and verbalize. The only way it gets complicated is because we've allowed our own circle and our own history, upbringing, and people around us to curb desires, to change desires, to be hesitant to voice our desires to the point that we don't even want anymore because we kind of innately, instinctually, we know that thing is not accepted in my circle. So for instance, let's go easy, simple. There are some people who are monogamous and they want one woman. There's other people who say, I have my preference. I would like to have, I want 4 wives. Nobody says that in our society because it's not socially acceptable to say. So that's a simple example of how a person can have a desire, but it will be suppressed and it won't be voiced unless you are in a certain community. Unless most of the people who want multiple wives or multiple partners or want to be poly, the first thing they have to do is get involved in a new community that understands and accepts that type of lifestyle.
Because that's good.
Yeah, you ain't gonna accept that, so they won't even verbalize it. So again, it's you stating what your desires. It should be the easiest thing in the world, but there's so many other factors that cloud either our ability to think that or our ability to verbalize it. That's what I say.
So Nikki, when you came in, we were talking about how we got to this subject, and one of the things I said was how sometimes some people may not even recognize what those desires are.
So I didn't hear anything that you guys had talked about prior, but did you guys talk about what else that looks like then? Like, so if, because I realize sometimes people don't know how to attach things to things, right? But like, their behavior manifests in a certain way, right? Or like thoughts manifest in a certain way. So like, have y'all painted what that person looks like yet? No. Okay. Okay. That becomes a lot.
Let me ask a question. When was the last time you heard one of your friends say, I want to be a billionaire?
I don't think I'm a billionaire.
Well, let me say this. How many people out of the people that have never said it or voiced it, how many of your friends do you think actually would want to be a billionaire? I would say at least 90%. If given the opportunity to be a billionaire, they would absolutely take it. And they would take certain steps and measures if they knew that was something that would be given to them. So most people, if you ask the question, how many people will want to have enough money to where they wouldn't even know what to do with them, most of them will sign up for it. But you don't hear people verbalize that because then you sound crazy. That's unattainable. See, even But that doesn't mean that that's not a desire, but it's just an example of how we won't even verbalize our desires because of our social circles.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, before we move on, I want to move on from what Nikki wanted to say, but it just, hold on. I'm going to go to you, Nikki. I'm going to write this down.
Well, and back to your original question. So I don't really know. I wasn't sure what y'all had talked about first. You were basically saying, you know, people just not being aware of what their desires are.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't get into how that looks. We don't get into how that person may act, like any of that.
But what are you asking me? What's the question?
Oh, if you just had anything you wanted to say around what that part of it.
People that don't know how to identify or don't know how to address it. People that don't know, people that don't even know how to express what their desires are.
People who may not even be aware that they have a desire, much less express it.
I mean, I feel like those people have to struggle a lot. I feel like there has to be a major struggle for those people, because a desire is something that you don't just put away, right? That's something that stays. That's something that burns. That's something that you want, right? So, you know, some things you can push away. I'm not going to get them. They're not obtainable.
I think it's something that can be absolutely suppressed.
To me, being a billionaire is not obtainable, but there's a lot of other things that are way more possibly obtainable that might be harder to just brush off. So I think those people struggle because those desires for whatever that person, place, or thing is so prevalent that they can't brush it off and put it away, and their behavior probably responds to how that feels, I'm sure. So there has to be a struggle. If you don't even know what it is, you can't identify it, you can't say it out loud.
So, okay, let me ask this question, and I'm probably gonna reset my computer in a second because I
wasn't sure if it was reflection or if I was tripping.
No, I might have to reset it.
Okay.
But should the degree of attainability affect the desire itself?
It
just because it's far-fetched to obtain or hard, but should that, you know, even still, that should that actually affect the ability of you having that desire just because it's something that may be a small percentage chance of obtaining?
I think you need to be realistic. Period. I just think you need to be realistic. I think that if I spent my life trying to be a billionaire, I may miss being half a billionaire. I don't know, a quarter of a billionaire.
Okay, so what if you exactly, what if your desire is to be a billionaire and in your pursuit you fall short and you end up just being a millionaire or getting $100 million, which is only a tenth of, like, is that still so bad?
I mean, it depends on how you.
They used to say aim for. They used to say shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars. Even though that saying was backwards because the moon is a lot closer than the stars. But anyway, that was the whole saying. Like, hey, if you aim high, then you still may land in a much better position than where you were formerly.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you quantify as. I guess fulfillment based on whatever that desire was, or what you were hoping for, or what you had the picture of in your mind, right?
I got a question.
Yeah, I jumped all over the place. Go ahead, Denise.
No, good. Can you remember your first really strong desire? And then maybe we need to define what desire is to us.
Let's go there first, because I'm fucking clueless right now. I'm not sure.
My first desire, I probably wanted a girlfriend in the first grade, and I liked this girl, and I wanted her to like me too. That's probably my first desire.
Really? Okay.
Or if I go before that, then I wanted to be able to stay up as late as I wanted to. I mean, I'm talking about little kid stuff.
Right.
But that's literally what I mean. Like something as early as that. Okay, so Q, you like this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what you liked? why you liked.
No, I don't. But I knew that I liked her. And I knew that, hey, this is what I like and this is what I desire. I want to, and what's crazy is you talking about kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. What does it even mean to be with somebody or be in a relationship? I just know that I like them and I wanted them to like me back. Like, and if they did like me back, then what? I don't know. No idea.
Did they like you back?
No.
How do you know that?
I don't, because I never asked. So the whole asking somebody.
Let's go there. You never asked.
Correct.
You desired it so much that you were fearful that she wouldn't like you back. Fear of rejection stopped you from going after what you desired.
Or, hold on. And this is what I learned later on that I didn't know. This was junior high, maybe later elementary, junior high-ish. It was you ever watched The Last Dragon? Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Anyway, in one of the conversations, he was saying like, he liked this girl. He was like, the worst thing she could do is actually say yes. Because one of the things is, one of the worst things is if she actually liked me. Because then if she liked me, then what am I going to do? I don't know what to do after that. Like, so one of the things that happens with desires, and it's just not that, sometimes, what if that person does say yes? What if you actually get what you want? So when I do some crazy stuff and I want to be I might apply to be the CEO or financial director of such XYZ company, and I might be bold enough to apply for it, but I'm like, what if they actually say yes? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't even know how I would even so it's like sometimes there could be a fear that you actually get what you want because wanting it was kind of your end point, but actually maintaining it, growing it, you haven't even thought that far to even know how would that look like if I actually got what I wanted.
Okay, so I got a question.
A lot of people have fear of actually not just a no, but a lot of people have a fear of a yes as well. But go ahead.
So I want to get kind of philosophical. Do you think that some people's desire is not the girl herself or the thing itself, but the feeling of desire itself? The feeling of yearning and wanting is the thing that they actually desire? Because if you're saying, oh, I get it, then I'm not going to know what to do with it. Maybe it's not the actual thing itself. It's the feeling between you and the thing.
For me, no, but I know a lot of people who the real desire is them wanting to be wanted. So you find this a lot of times with flirtatious people, and especially men, they'll mix these signals up. A lot of times women, they don't actually want you, but they just want to be wanted. And they want to know that if they desire something, then they can have it. And the moment you show the type of interest that they are looking for, then they're no longer interested. They're like, oh, yeah, it's okay. So what they're saying, I didn't actually want you. I just wanted to know that I can have what I want if I desire to have it. I know a lot of people like that.
Nikki.
It's like the what you call it, the prize fishers.
They throw it back in.
The fish, they show the fish. You see what I caught, and then they throw it back in. They didn't want to eat the fish. They didn't want to keep the fish. They just wanted it as a prize. Say, hey, look what I have the ability to catch, and then they throw it back.
Woo! There, we got a whole show on that. We can have an entire show on that, but we will move around a little bit. Anyways, Nikki.
We can always do that. Yes. What's same question?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
What's the first thing that you desired?
I don't know. I've literally been thinking since you asked the question the first time, like, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know. And then Q gave his example of like wanting to stay up later, right? So I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. I've always been very picky and particular. I do not know. I don't know. So I don't know what my first desire was. I don't know. I don't think my first desire was a boy or a boyfriend or like having a boyfriend or like being a girlfriend or I have no clue what my first desire really was. But I know if I reference the question to the first question, whatever they may be, I have no problem talking about them. I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if I ever really did. I think that most other people usually do. And so therefore it makes how you might have that conversation or any type of conversation challenging, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what my first nothing is coming to my mind really. I mean, and I'm sure every suggestion that y'all will both give, I'll be like, oh yeah, that one too, and that one too, and that one too. So I don't know. I have no clue. Do you know what yours was?
It's crazy. The first thing that came to me, which is funny that Q said this because it's just the same age. In first grade, I had the biggest fucking crush on Brian. I remember his name. Brian, though, him and Shantae liked each other, and then I think they eventually became boyfriend, girlfriend, and all this other stuff. And I was like, damn, like I really had a crush on Brian, but he was Shantae. But like, it's cool, but she used to wear her hair. So everyone's like, "Does that wear my hair like that?" Like it was like even as a child, I'm like going through this process, or like that's one of the like first real strong desires I had was liking Brian. I liked Brian. How did it make me feel? Well, I never told Brian I liked him because he had a girlfriend, so I never said anything about it. So I don't know how I exactly felt about that because I don't think there was a way to feel per se. It's like this person already kind of has somebody or whatever the case may be.
Right.
There's nothing I can do here in this situation, nor is there anything I want to do to impede on somebody. Even as a first grader, I had character. There's nothing I want to do to impede on their first grade relationship. But I do wonder what it would have been like if I told Brian, like, let's say he didn't have a girlfriend, and I told Brian I liked him, and he didn't like me back, or he did like me back. I don't know how that may have informed how I am today. And so the reason why I was asking that question is I wanted to know how your earliest desires inform how you behave today, and your earliest memories of getting things you desired and your earliest memory of not getting something you desired, and how that informs how you behave now.
I think that's one of the main things is most of the things that you desire, you don't usually get.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
No, well, look, in my neighborhood, in my community, I wanted that Nintendo, but I ain't seen that for 3 or 4 years. When the Nintendo came out, then we didn't get that. When that PlayStation came out, then it took me 3 or 4 years before I ever got that. So it's a lot of stuff that we wanted, and you thinking about different toys and things you want for Christmas, and my parents' budget wasn't like that. So now I see some let me see.
I like this comment.
So it says I don't know if I'm saying your name right. A desire is something that starts a fire inside you to obtain said desire by any means necessary. So I disagree with that. I think that is a case of what some people call a burning desire or extreme desire. I don't think desire has to be to that level. I think oftentimes it is, but I think there's very varying degrees of desire in every person's level of desire is not a by any means necessary. As a matter of fact, I think the majority of people have desires, like I said, they usually go unfulfilled. And even that, when you consistently have unfulfilled desires, it kind of lessens your expectation of having those desires fulfilled. So especially at my age, you'll find a lot of people who either have desires or have had desires, but having a history of unfulfilled desires, it lowers your expectations. And those desires end up being something that's in the back of your mind versus something that you are professing or expecting or telling other people about.
Okay. What if all desires do start off like our friend Ease? I don't know how to say your name, my friend. I'm gonna call you Easy.
Easy.
What if all desires do start off as that burning desire that you must have? Maybe it's not by any means necessary. Maybe you may have morals or this or that, or certain things that may stop you from acting on whatever, right? But it is a burning feeling that you feel in your chest.
Ooh, okay.
And what if every time you tell yourself, no, I can't do that. No, I can't have that. I'm not even going to try. You just pouring water on that fire.
That's exactly what we do. 100%. That's exactly what we do. So a couple things will happen is reality sets in. So reality sets in and we realize there's certain things that we desire that we don't get. And the other part of that is reality sets in. And this is the part that some people get and some people don't get. Reality sets in, and then we realize that it's not going to happen the way that we want. And at some point in time, if you desire something long enough, you'll also realize what it will take to obtain what it is that you desire. So then the next question is, are you willing to go through what it takes in order to obtain what you desire? Because this is more than just a wish and a dream. This is something you might have to go to college for. You might have to get a 4-year degree for. You might have to get told no 132 times before you get that yes. This is something like there are a lot of hurdles that you'll have to go through. And then that's the other part people realize. Yeah, I wanted it, but I didn't want it that bad.
Then I don't think that's a desire.
Once I realized the actual cost of it, yeah, I didn't want it.
I don't think that's a desire then. I don't think that was a genuine, I don't think that was a true desire. I think desire is,
but I think it is though.
I don't know. I don't think desire can be so fair weather. I don't think desire can be so.
I think desire is the most fair weather thing you could think of.
I think so. I think desire. I don't know
because,
if it's
listen. Nikki.
Strong.
The only thing desire requires of you is to think it.
Desire is you think it, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's
all it requires. You to have a thought and a feeling. That's all you need, and you can have a desire.
Right there. That's it. That drives everything.
I know, but the manifestation might cost you something different, but the desire is very simple. You could think it and you feel it and you, man, you know what? I want that.
The leveling out, the shrugging off, the minimizing of said desire, I don't think is fair weather. I don't think that the power of a desire is so fair weather. I don't think it's so minuscule. I think to me, when I desire, you liken it to just liking something, right? Like desire, no, I ain't just liking it. Desire is a whole lot more than that. Desire,
you want it. You want it, and you want to,
or wishing for something to happen. It said, similar to wish, want, fancy, inclination, aspiration, impulse, preference.
Yes.
I mean, every definition just.
You could tell me a story right now about Tahiti and
strong feelings for, longing for something. That's heavy. That's a lot.
It ain't. No, it's not. It's very simple. You can listen, Denise. I mean, Nikki. You can tell me about a vacation that you went on 2 years ago, and in 25 seconds, I can have a desire to want to go there. A 25-second conversation can have me.
I don't know. I guess I just
having a desire.
I don't know. I feel like for me, desire is just such a stronger. I have a stronger connotation.
You're trying to think past what you're trying to think of what it costs to manifest or fulfill that desire. The desire itself, desire is cheap.
No, depending on what you desire, shit, it might not be cheap. It might be very expensive.
No, again, I don't think you're hearing me.
I'm saying
to obtain or manifest what you desire may cost you a lot. The desire itself is very cheap.
Yeah.
You can give me 20 seconds and then I could be like, you know what? I want to go there too. That sounds good. You can tell me about a restaurant you went to. You know what? Shoot, I think I want to go there.
I don't know. That to me, that's just, I don't desire it. It's not a strong feeling of wanting. It's that's cool. I'll put it on my list. Like, hey, I'd be, if ever I happen to travel, that I might try that place one time, right? But for me,
how strong of a feeling does it have to be?
To desire it as I strongly want. I strongly have a feeling of want for this, whatever that may be.
So.
That's what
I have a question. I got a question.
Listen. Denise lives in New York. I've had a desire to go and visit New York and spend a week there.
A strong feeling. You had a strong feeling of want, like you strongly wanted to go, like you really would like to go. You want to go.
But what I'm saying is it ain't that strong, because if I really wanted to, I can get myself there if I really want to. I have a desire, but it's just not strong enough for me to.
Is it a want to go? Is it a like
interrupt
to go?
my schedule or what I'm doing in my life to change it? But the desire, I still have a desire to go to New York.
To me, desire is definitely significant. It's more than just
I got a question. I got a question then,
because I don't think it has to be that significant.
I have a question. What do you think is the difference between want and desire? What's the difference? Because I think that will help resolve this.
I mean, the definition of
I don't think there is much of a difference.
I pulled up for desire. It continuously says strong feeling. So it notates the word strong, as opposed to, I mean, if we look up the definition of like, I don't know if strong would be used there. It would just be, I like something, right? But
let's look at want.
Desire has that extra attached to it because it's like, it's a strong thing. It's a pulling gravitational feeling. Like I really fucking want this.
It's kind of interchangeable because here it's saying as a verb.
It is interchangeable.
Yeah, it's saying a desire to possess or do something, wish for. I want. I think it is the same. I just think, the word desire is usually strongly associated with fiery passion, as our good friend Easy has said. It's not normally associated with, in the thing here where they're talking about what one is, I want an apple. It's not, you ain't usually desiring an apple. You want an apple.
15 days when I see an apple tree, I might desire the fuck about that apple. You know what I mean? But like, if it's just a regular apple at the grocery store, probably not so much.
And I just think some things, because there are less commonly used words, then it makes it feel like there's a stronger connotation to it. But I still feel like it's kind of an interchangeable thing.
I'm not going to do that to that word.
And they could be the same word. This just comes from a different origin. One could be French and one could be Latin, and then it's still to have the same meaning. But since we use this less often, then it just sounds like it has more distinction.
More meaning to it. Okay, question. What's the last thing you really desired? You're like, I gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
And then I'm gonna take it up a notch. So just give me something, and then I'm gonna take it up a notch. I really
desire.
Just most recent, even if it's not the last thing, but the most recent thing you can think of that you're like, I really desire this.
Well, two things come to mind. Number one, money, because that's what I need right now. But that's a cheap answer, because I think everybody wants that. And even money is not. It's not that you want money. You just want for a lot of people, you don't want necessarily money. You just want freedom of time, freedom of the stress. You want freedom of stress, because the lack of money creates stress. So yeah, what I'm really saying when I want money, I was saying I want this, I want a lot of this stress to come up off my shoulders. But the other thing I will say, what I really desired, the last thing I really desired is my wife, and I got that.
Oh, that's so good.
I desired her for quite a while.
Oh, I was trying to see if I want to take this to the next level. Okay. Because I'm like, do I want to dig in on that? Okay, Q. You desired your wife, right? Before she was your wife, before she was your girlfriend. Take us to the beginning stages of.
Can't do it. Too messy. It's too messy. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Not safe for free thinkers. Not safe for work. Not safe for free thinkers.
As open as I am, for me not to say something over there, I mean that mean it was real messy. I ain't gonna lie, it was real messy.
Okay, we won't. You ain't gonna take us. You ain't gonna take us back. You ain't gonna take us back. But just give us the maybe the feeling around realizing you wanted it, realizing it could be within your reach, and then actually getting what you desired.
So yeah, that's the crazy part. Number one, it was something that I really wanted, but it was never within my reach.
Okay.
I'm divorced. I'm divorced. I was married at one point in time, and it wasn't within my reach. It wasn't within my bounds. It wasn't something that I even felt comfortable desiring, but I still had that desire. So it's one of those things where you question, why do I even feel this way? Number one, am I justified to feel this way? Should I even feel this way? Why do you feel this way when there's no possibility of anything that you desire to actually manifest? So I literally saw no plan or strategy or route to this becoming a reality. And mind you, I'm type person. I will never, I'm loyal to the core.
Yeah.
So me divorcing my wife, that was never going to be an option. Me doing anything outside of no, that's not going to happen, because I'm going to rock with anybody who rock with me till the wheels fall off. And I did that. And my ex-wife, outside of any indiscretions, decided she wanted to end the relationship. And it's amazing how things come full circle.
Wow.
Now that's probably as much as I can tell you without telling other people's story, but it was just it was never something that I figured, how can I figure? There was no figuring this out.
Right.
It wasn't no figuring it out.
Now it's within reach. We're at the stage of it's within reach now.
And even when it was within reach, I didn't feel like it was in reach, because again, so this person that I loved, I felt was my soulmate. I had no contact with them in a couple of years. I didn't even know if they still lived in the city. I ain't know nothing about them. I was blocked from all of their social media, the emails, anything. There was zero communication between me and this person.
Wow.
And it wasn't no love there either. So it's like, or it was, but it wasn't no actual love. I don't know, but so even then I didn't see a path. There was no pathway that I saw. And even at that point, I wasn't trying to create a pathway. I was really two parts. I was trying to mend a lot of past things that I did incorrectly. So my attempt to reach out was more to just fix a lot of stuff that I messed up. And then the other part, I was, and there was another part of me. I don't know if you like when you go through a divorce, I wanted to disconnect or disassociate with everyone. Like I literally did, even the friends that I had, I didn't want to be friends with anybody no more. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to, anybody I knew during that period, I wanted to completely disconnect. I'm like, I want to start over completely and not have any dealings or association with anybody that I've known in the past. And that's where my mindset was. So that's one of those things where, I mean, if you are a spiritual person, that's where even when your desires, God knows internally what your desires are, even when you've thrown those desires away. Because this wasn't me, it wasn't her, it wasn't that. If you ask both of us was like, we done. Finished. Wow. We don't want nothing to do with each other. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. Anything dealing with my past, I ain't want to have nothing to do with it, including her.
Interesting. Okay, so somehow we went from we ain't thinking this gonna happen. Don't nobody like nobody. Don't nobody want to see nobody. Don't nobody want to have nothing to do with nobody. And then we
Instinct, man. Instinct kick in.
The desire that maybe water was thrown on, circumstance, situations, whatever the case may be. But that desire was still here, just burning away.
That's my initial point, Denise. Even when we try to fool ourselves in our own mind that we don't want anything anymore, it's still lingering there. And a lot of times when I have conversations with people, I'm like, stop lying to yourself. Why are you lying to yourself about what you want or what you don't want or what you don't? Yes, you do.
Struggle. There lies the struggle.
So when you realize it's because it had to get within grasp at some point, be it on accident, purpose, God coming down and doing an intervention, it's within grasp. But are you ready? You put the pedal to the metal. Once you're like, oh, it's in grasp, you was like, it's go time.
Hell yeah, let's see.
And then
there's a chance, yeah.
When did you know you were like, oh, I'm about to actually get what I desire? When was that?
First time we met up again.
Wow.
We met up for like, I don't even know if you say like, I would say like a closure meeting or get together where we
like damn closure meeting every time.
Right.
And because how I know how I'm thinking, I know how she's thinking, but it's one of those things. As soon as we met up, the energy was there immediately. And it was like, oh, what I tried to tell myself wasn't what it was, and what she tried to tell herself wasn't what it was. It was what it was. 100%.
So cute.
And immediately from that point, then it was, yeah. It was like,
so cute. Okay. Now I have to ask, how does it feel to wake up every day to that desire that burned in your heart, that you tried to suppress, that you tried to push down, that years went by and all of these things, and you wake up every day and you're like, this person is here. How does it
It's
feel
not
to
okay.
have what you desire?
So let me say this without sounding so Disney-like.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, relationships gonna be relationships, and struggle
For
gonna be
sure.
struggle regardless. And that ain't never gonna change. But I wake up or I come home from a long day, and it's I feel like it's still like a level of disbelief. I'm like, wow, I can't. Like, I mean, literally today, I was like, dang, really? It happened. Oh my God, it happened. It's crazy. It's crazy.
God, that is so sweet. Oh my God.
This is what's 17, 18? This is like 8 years in, and I'm still looking like, wow.
Hell yeah.
It happened.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Sweet. Okay, that is so sweet. Oh my God, that is so sweet. Oh, you don't really hear that, Q. You don't really hear that story. You don't really hear that storyline. You never hear, like, it's rare that you hear that, That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nikki, do you have anything to add? Because I'm about to ask you, and then we're about to take it up to another level.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I think of what I strongly want, what I strongly desire. So I can only piggyback off of what Q just said. That's it. Like, that is what I hearing you talk about your wife. Thank you.
Oh God.
Thank you. That answers that question. Next.
That was so cute. I'll try not to cry too. But it's we don't have to settle.
We don't.
We don't have to settle. And we have to trust that, like, what is for us when the time is right, that's when it's gonna come. Because had it been earlier, Q, this will be a different conversation.
Oh yeah.
It's been a different conversation.
It's been a different conversation.
I would messed it all up.
And so, right. And so it's like whatever happened during that time, during that space before meeting up was all the things that you needed for this to be successful.
Always.
So, okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So you know why when we talk about Black Mirror, Hang the DJ is one of my favorite because dang, it was like everything that they went through, even the absence, was all necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, like that's why Hang the DJ. How you get up in here, little joker?
The love child.
With two pacifiers. Get out of my face. But Hang the DJ was one of my favorite ones. And it was like, because they went through a whole lot of stuff, and it was like all of it was necessary for them to know that this one is the one. Had they did it any other time, or had they connected at an earlier phase, then they wouldn't have gone to that place, even to the point where they were ready to push back against the system itself. It's like, no, it's us against everybody. Forget everybody. I don't know. Do y'all remember Hang the DJ? Do y'all remember that one?
I mean, I do, but I'm looking at it again. I'm like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna restart Black Mirror just because I finished it, and I think that the earlier episodes are so much better than the latter episodes. But the latter are good. They're still good. Don't get me wrong, they're still good. But that one in particular, I do think I remember that one. Was this the one where they could tell when or how many hours they had left or when they were going to expire?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my favorite episode. My favorite episode.
And then it was like, okay, we're not gonna look. And then the moment he looked, then the time went down, and then they spent a long time away from each other, going through different people and different partners and all of this. And it was like, But even with that, see that, so even with that, dealing with different people and different partners reaffirmed how much they knew they wanted to be with that person. And sometimes sometimes your bad apples is what gives you that confirmation of it makes it that much clearer what's right for you, even when you're seeing what's wrong. If you didn't see it before, then if you don't see it before, then a lot of people can take it for granted. But let you go through enough stuff, and that even in tough times, it keeps you from taking things for granted. So now when we get back together, now we're going to appreciate that much more what we have. And even in hard times, we're going to stick together differently than we had in the past, because we know what it looked like on the other side. You can't even fool me with grass that look green. I know that grass ain't greener. Even if it look greener, I know it ain't greener.
That shit been spray painted. They done threw some green paint on it. None of that. None of it's real.
I did a show with one of my favorite shows. I think we lost it on High IQ. And it was called Why the Grass Isn't Always Greener. And it was just different analogies of why the grass isn't always greener. And one of the things, because I thought about, like, even with my when I lived at my last house, I would look across the street. I'm like, man, why the grass always look better than our grass? What are they doing? And some of the things is sometimes it's just a vantage point. Like sometimes I would look over there, and from the vantage point that I saw that grass looked greener, I literally walked across the street. And once I walked across the street and I looked at their grass and I was standing over their grass, I'm like, oh yeah, they got the same stuff as we do. It just looked greener, and it looked different from that vantage point over there.
Get into it, Q. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's good. Oh, I love that. I love this so much. This is so good. I want to take it to another level. It's freethinkers.
Denise, do you have any questions out of this that you need to answer as well? Is there any input you need to throw in here?
The last thing that I really strongly desired, and I'm talking about keep me up at night, was I wanted to be in a relationship. I'm a lover girl. I'm a straight up lover girl. I am not for the streets. I ain't trying to keep a whole bunch of dudes. I'm not a player. I do crush a lot, but I am a one man woman. I like it. I love the friendship of a relationship. I love the inside jokes. I love the cuddles. I love the person who just knows you deeply and intimately. They can call you out on your bullshit like nobody else really can. Like the levels of knowing another person so deeply, like it's something that I strongly desire. And y'all know I be breaking up, back together, dating somebody new, fall in love, that fall off. Well, y'all know me. But I remember strongly desiring that. And I remember strongly preparing for what I desired. And I remember strongly praying for it. And I remember strongly doing the mental work, unpacking whatever stuff I had inside of me. I remember like, I got to work on this. I got to get this out of here. I remember praying off soul ties and like just trying to get an understanding of like what it means to be a wife and a partner, and like changing my mindset around it and the fear around it. And I remember with the last relationship, saying like, when I get into this, whatever my relationship is, I'm going to be completely vulnerable and be completely me. And I'm not going to have these walls up and all this other stuff. So I was like, I remember saying I wanted something, and I remember saying I don't have it, and that there's some work that needs to be done. And I'm going to really actually do that and not just desire. I'm like, I'm about to do a whole bunch of work. And then I got in this relationship and I'm like, oh, this is it. It worked. All of it worked. And then 1 month later, we ate together. And I'm like, what just happened? Because I had just done a lot of work and I thought that this was it. And I understand what's going on. And this feels like a cruel game and I don't want to play it anymore. So then I was like, okay, so I could do two things here. I could say that thing happened and this is the end of the world and I'm just going to go back to whatever my old ways were and I'm not going to worry about working on me and I'm just going to do whatever I want and I'm going to do me and I could like go back to that, but that didn't work. That wasn't helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could like ask myself, okay, like what lessons was there a lesson? It got to be a lesson because guys,
that was a defense mechanism, but that wasn't the true core of what your desire was.
It wasn't my true core is not to be like, I don't care. Right. No, it's not.
It's a defense mechanism,
defense mechanism. And I think that's what had happened to some of the prior relationships is I had this defense mechanism up and this person that was like protecting the real soft me, but really they were actually in the way of the real me getting the desires that I wanted. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to try to stay focused on whatever. Get back with my ex, now current. And I realized that little small short relationship and the shift in my mindset and all the things I was doing before I got into that relationship, before getting back with my ex, it was so short. And I will always be appreciative of him. I will always be appreciative of him. Even though he broke my feelings. I mean, hurt my feelings, broke my heart. I will always be appreciative of him because I was able to practice the new behaviors with him and see how it worked and see his reaction to me being me. And I could see that I don't know if his intentions, I can't speak to him, I don't know. And I got like a kind of like a hurt bias. So but if I just like actually just speak to what I experienced at that time before this breakup and everything, I could genuinely say that like me being who I was made him feel comfortable like being who he was, which made him more open that even when we did break up, I felt like I was still handled a certain way that I probably wouldn't have been handled had I been acting all like I ain't care. So even just how people handle you sometimes is a little different when you decide to be like your true soft self.
You know, one thing I mentioned because I oftentimes talk about I have older kids that's not mine that I claim is mine, but I was with this girl for 4 years, Mexican girl. She's a little older than me, but she put me through absolute hell. I mean 100% hell. Even everybody around was like, dude, why you dealing with that, man? It's kind of crazy. And today, and even over the last 5-10 years, I'm so appreciative of that relationship because it broke so much stuff out of me. So much. There's so many things in me that I know I would have destroyed future relationships if she hadn't broke that out of me.
Ooh.
I had a mean jealous streak. I had certain insecurities. There was a lot of things that I knew that if I would have took those things into my next relationships, I would have destroyed those relationships. So it's absolutely crazy to where I thought I was about to lose my mind dealing with this person. I'm like, God, why am I dealing with this and dealing with this person? Why am I going through this? And on the backside of it, I'm so thankful that I went through that, and it burned out a lot of bad traits and qualities and characteristics out of me that would have destroyed every relationship that I had after that. So, I mean, whether if you are a spiritual person, God be knowing what he doing. God know what He's doing a lot of times. I'm thankful for that now. Me and that person are still good friends to this day. We'd never be together again in the history of life because I know we don't work well as together. But I'm thankful for that experience because I would not be the person that I am today if I didn't have someone who pulled a lot of that weakness out of me.
That's good. That's good. Okay. In the spirit of free thinkers.
Hold on, real quick. Let me see. Hold on.
Somebody had a comment.
Oh yeah. So Kevin says, as people, we forget that we have everything that we ever need, but people get lost in wanting more. So, that's one of the things. I think that is the biggest key to desire. Because desire is a future tense. Because desire is something that you want that you don't have yet. So desire always looks toward the future. Which is nothing wrong with that. But the only thing is you have to balance what your desire, which is future, with what you have, which is your present. If you're out of balance to the point you're always looking toward what you don't have and what you want in the future, but you don't appreciate what you have in the present, you'll never be in balance. So that's just always, I think desire is never a bad thing as long as you can stay in a state of gratitude and appreciate what you have in the present. If you can balance those two things out, then you're always in a healthy state. If it gets out of balance, then you're not in a healthy state. But yeah, go ahead, Denise.
Oh, that's so good. I think there's something we need to kind of linger in this for a second before I go to this next question, because I'm gonna go there. But there is something to gratitude. There's something to gratitude. I think how do we desire more and be grateful for what we have now? There's not really like a culture around that. There's like a culture, there's like this hustle culture and more culture.
Rewind, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
How do we desire more but still have gratitude for what we have presently? Because it doesn't seem like there's a culture around gratitude. There's not a culture around being present. Nikki.
Right. So love that you said that when you said that, and I so love that I literally have this shirt on that says hustle, but it also says humble. All day today, I have asked myself, what are we going to talk about tonight, right? What are we, desire could go so many directions, and all I could keep going back to was how grateful I am to have been raised by people who once lived a very unsavory lifestyle, to then stop behaviors that would keep them in an unsavory lifestyle, to then adopt behaviors and lifestyle that would then change the course of every fucking thing forever. I mean, we're talking about ripples for generations, right? My whole life, all I've ever been taught is gratitude. And how to deal with desires, right? So when Denise had posed how to deal with desires, it took me back to all the things that I knew growing up, learning about how you say no to drugs, how you say no to alcohol, how you don't do things that cause you harm, and what it looks like to make those things happen, because the harm's always going to be there. Drugs is never going to go away. Alcohol is never going to go away, right? So those things are always going to be there. So I have to do something within me to be able to live life with those things around and not fuck this up. So for me, desires are such a strong thing, I think, because depending on what those desires are, depending on what your coping skills are, depending on what kind of tools you have, and depending on what the situation may be, how you tend to those desires it can be life or death, can be make it or break it for so many people, right?
Yep.
And so for you to say there's not a culture around that, and that might be my disconnect with a lot of people, because that's all I know. That is the culture from which I actually was raised in. Like I didn't have a choice to see my parents be hypocrites. I didn't grow up with hypocrites as parents. My fucking parents did what they did to not do drugs, to stay sober, to stay chemical free. And then they made it their life's fucking mission to try to spread that shit to everybody else who suffers from the same fucking bullshit. And to my knowledge, my dad never, ever, ever used once he got clean. I mean, 36 years, he was clean every single day from drugs and alcohol. You know, so I didn't get to see people who talked one way and lived another. So if you have a desire for this, this is how you obtain it. In the same way, and when it comes to, you know, changing patterns, right? You got to change people, places, and things. Well, those same things have to go for the desires. If I want them, I got to fucking change people, places, and things. And if I don't change people, places, and things, I'm not going to get those things. So to Denise's point, having to go back to another fucked up situation in a relationship and experience some more damn hurt. My daddy always said, if you keep touching fire, Nikki, you gonna keep getting burned. How long you gonna keep touching it before you realize it's always gonna burn? You know, it's so when talking about like how do we handle desires, I was like, damn, my whole culture upbringing was gratitude for what you have. Fucking worry about today. You know, we'll worry about tomorrow, but don't fuck today up so that tomorrow's really, really bad, right? But if it is, we'll worry about that shit then. We're not going to do this right now, right? Like get through right now today. And that just forced you to be grateful for what the fuck I'm standing in right now. Even if it's shit, I'm standing in it. I'm not laying in it. So I love that you said there's not a culture, because I agree. That is why it's so hard for people to be well.
Holy.
Society doesn't allow you to have desires, and then society doesn't allow you to foster good ones, and society doesn't want you to adopt good ones. You know, I think we live in a place that is designed to fucking knock us off every chance we can get. You know, and how we do or don't handle desires is, again, make it or break it. I'm so grateful that I was taught the tools I was. I don't know if my parents ever thought, you know, they were worried about us being drug addicts or alcoholics as kids, right? Because it runs in the family, it's hereditary, all that shit, right? But I'm so grateful that my dad knew. I'm just grateful that he decided to commit to a life of making good choices and being well and trying to, you know, repair the damage of the past and not continue to inflict pain on people that have nothing to do with why maybe he's feeling the way he's feeling, right? But adopting a culture like that is everything. I see it different in my children. My children have it different than all of their friends. Like, it's very different when you adopt that culture of, you know, just the communication side, you know, to even talk about these things.
Being present it's hard to do. I mean, if everybody around you is on that hustle, go mentality, and then you almost like you got to hustle, go, and ain't nobody sleeping and ain't nobody resting and everybody trying to get to the bag. And like, I remember that was the whole thing, get to the bag, like, you know, and it was like, when I think about it, it was like, oh, maybe this is the get to the bag culture is about just like being your best self, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like ignore all things in your life, don't build on your relationships, focus only and solely on this thing because it is the most important thing. Don't concern yourself with your mental health or your sleep or your eating patterns, like, or your bodily health. Many of those things, those were like not on the table. It was just like getting to it by any means necessary. You got to get to it. And it's not healthy and it's not sustainable.
No,
it's just not sustainable. And but to the point, if you stop and you take a second to show gratitude for what you have and gratitude for yourself and gratitude to yourself for what you've been able to do. Because I say it all the time, anytime I feel burnt out, tired, run down, is because I'm thinking, I got to do the next thing. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't done enough of whatever the other thing is. Right. And if you really sit down, and I want to ask all the free thinkers to do this at some point and just reflect on last year, reflect on what you were able to accomplish, reflect on some of those roadblocks. I was telling somebody I cared about maybe last week, I said, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about the fact that you've had like 2 surgeries, 1 procedure. You still managed to get this really huge accomplishment done. You're still having to be a mom. You're still a devoted family member. I want you to actually think about the things that you have been able to do and accomplish despite all the other things that have happened. And I think a large part of being okay with wanting more, you just really got to appreciate what you got and what you've done and who you have to appreciate you. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out. With that, we go into the next question. We're about to take it to another level. Unless Q, you got something on your heart.
Hold on just a second. Yeah, I seen a comment in the threads and it said, oh, I can't find it. Hold on a second. There's a lot of comments in here. I'm trying to go through.
And we appreciate the comments, y'all, because we want y'all to talk back to answer some of these questions too. So about the first thing you desired in the comments.
Shout out Easy, shout out Kevin. Anybody else? Hello, what's up? Hello, thank you for tuning in. Hit the share button, like, subscribe, join, like, subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe to it. Okay, so one of the things I hear said, but what I'm hearing is like, yo, I can desire to a point. And what you're hearing is probably correct as far as how I receive the definition of desire. So again, what is that point? That point is what will it cost you to fulfill that desire? And a lot of people will desire to a point. And usually that point comes if you desire something enough, the cost will reveal itself.
Right.
If you start digging, then it's like, okay, you want this, you want this is what it's going to cost. And maybe it might not show you the whole cost. It might show you the first steps of what it's going to cost. And you might do the first few steps and then the second few steps and then the third, like, yeah, I don't want it that bad. And then that's when that desire ends. So,
but also Q, I think
if you're hearing easy, then I think that's actually what it is that I'm saying. I think it is, yo, I can desire to a point, but the point is, what is the price point, or how much will it cost to actually fulfill that desire? And then that's when it comes when a lot of people are not willing to pay the cost to totally manifest that desire. That's my thought. What are you saying, Denise?
And I want to add to what you're saying, Q, is not only that, like, you can desire up until a point. You can desire, there's no limits on what you can desire or what you can do, right? We're not saying that you should limit your thinking about what you can accomplish. We're saying, or at least what I'm interpreting as what we're saying, is don't desire so much that it costs you everything. If your desires are costing you your happiness because you want it so bad that you're miserable with your current life, that's a problem. If you're desiring something so much that you're losing relationships that you want to maintain, not because these relationships are unhealthy, but because you're not doing the things that you need to do to contribute to that relationship, you need to think about that. You need to think about that desire. Doesn't mean you have to change your desire. It's more likely your approach. So when you have desires are not bad. Desires are not evil.
I'm not even saying that much. Right. I'm not even saying that much. And I agree with 100% of what you just said, Denise. I'm just saying there you can have a desire, and once you realize what the cost of that desire is, then you might reassess how much do you actually want. Yeah, I want it, but I don't want it that bad. Do I want fame? Yeah, I want fame, but I don't want to be at a Diddy party. Like, I'm not willing to go that far for the fame. So when you talk about there's a cost, and you talk about gatekeepers, and there's a lot of people like, yeah, I wanted it, but I don't want it that bad. And you hear, if you're paying attention, you hear a lot of people who are celebrities who will say, yeah, I'm at the level of success that I am right now because I'm not willing to take those next steps. The stuff that a lot of people got to do to get those higher positions, I ain't going that far. I'd rather be independent. I'd rather do things on my own. I don't need the major production companies and this. And if I got to do all of this to get that, no, I pass on it. I'll be right here in the middle ground where I'm at. So it's a thing where you desire, but your desire, at what cost will it come to? And a lot of people, and some people willing to do it, some people not. So it's literally all up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, if you do want to make all those sacrifices, go for it. But just understand that there's fallout.
Again, it ain't even just about you selling yourself. It's about, listen, I truly believe that Tom Brady would still be married right now if he didn't play the last 3 or 4 years that he played.
The last year.
Maybe even the last year.
Maybe it's the last year.
Right. Mm-hmm. He's going to go down as the greatest quarterback or the greatest he's greatness is stamped all over him. But there was a cost that he had to pay for that.
Mm-hmm. And is it worth that for you?
For him, maybe it was. And there's a lot of people who could have put themselves in that position. They're like, no, I got to step away. It's family time now. Mm-hmm. And for them, yeah, the cost wasn't worth it. So it's still up to the individual to decide if the cost is worth it or not. Mm-hmm. You got to live with your life. Ain't nobody else going to live with it.
That's very true. That's very true. With that being said, I got to ask my next question.
Okay, let's go.
So the next question is, what is something, free thinkers, Tuesday, safe space, what is something that you desire that you are afraid to tell people that you desire? Something that you feel like may be out of reach. Something you feel like people are going to think I'm crazy if I say this. What is the thing that you desire?
I'm trying to think other than a threesome what I would want. I'm trying to think something else past that. But
that's fine. A threesome is fine. We ain't got to be deep every time.
I know, but
that's what you want.
I think that's kind of normal. But
is it?
I'm trying to think what else. I think for a man, I think it is. For most men,
really?
I think it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Really? You think most men want women at one time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And even so, and this is what I've learned. Even if you. There's a lot of men that I've known that actually had them, and it was like, yeah, it ain't what I thought it would be.
I've heard that be said a lot too.
Yes, yeah. I've never heard
it's
the opposite.
Desire for the experience versus sometimes a lot of people actually get it and they're like, it was an experience and yeah, it was cool, but it ain't even nothing that I would prefer on a regular basis.
It's a lot of work you got to put in, Q. Two times the work.
I gotta do it now before I get any older. The older I get,
a lot of work, Q. A lot of effort. It's all fine and dandy till you catch that Charlie horse, and you still got another one to go.
Listen, if I would have caught it in my 20s, I would have been up for it, man. I'm telling you, I could have handled it in 20s. Look, I don't know about now, but
I was just at a comedy Saturday.
I'm trying to figure out like what is it that I would desire that I wouldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
You're kind of breaking up a little, Q. You freezing. Okay. Go ahead, Nikki.
I saw it was at a comedy show Saturday, and one of the comedians was talking about gas station dick pills. So trying to challenge Q, can you take on 2 women? And apparently they have white rhinos and blue rhinos.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. Hey, listen. The blue rhinos work. The blue rhinos work.
Oh my God, this is a real fucking thing. Hilarious. Hilarity. Yeah, so he was talking about being like his age, 45, 50, taking gas station dick pills.
That's funny.
So there's ways.
That was Kevin Hart did that on this special too recently.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, he took that off Kevin. Kevin Hart just did that on his last special, but it's true.
Funny son of a biscuit.
Nikki, what about you? What is something you desire that maybe seems out of reach, or you feel like it would make you sound crazy, or whatever the case may be?
I don't think any of the things that I desire are out of fucking reach. I don't because I don't feel like I desire unobtainable things. I'm not unrealistic, or I don't shoot too fucking high. I don't know. I just stay within a realistic realm of, what would just make me happier, right? Like, I don't know what. So I don't feel like I have any desires that are crazy. But then it's me we're talking about too, right? So that could be perspective of what one person thinks is crazy or not. Some people think I'm crazy for thinking that, like, I'll eventually, land myself a man one day, right? And he's gonna play a good male role model to my sons. I'm like, I'm not fucking crazy. I can't say that that's never gonna happen. Like, why would I? No way. I don't think that makes me crazy. I think that that's a very obtainable thing, right? But I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna, meet a man and have about 4 or 5 kids anytime soon either. I think that's fucking very unrealistic. So I wouldn't, I don't think that the thing that I do desire are unrealistic or crazy. I think that they're pretty normal. I think they're pretty fucking normal. I don't think I have anything that's weird. I don't have a desire to have a threesome. So I don't know. And most
the thing I have to ask myself, like, I have a desire to make a full living off of podcasting. Now, somebody's on one side, I'd be like, well, that's not a crazy thing to think of. That's not out of bounds. But when you're trying to do something that nobody around you has done before, then it is a little out of bounds in people's mind, and even in your own mind. Mm-hmm. And I do tell some people who are really close in my circle, I'm like, yo, no, this is what I want to do for a living.
Right.
But I don't tell that to everybody, because again, when you're trying to do something that you've never done before, that hasn't been done in your circle, then it does seem foreign.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna say what my desires are, then I'm gonna go back to that, which is my biggest desire. I may have mentioned this on the podcast, but my biggest desire is to be able to be an artist full time and like really have my work out there, but like people like not really recognize me. Like, I would want to be like, not like exactly like how her was, where it's like she's still showing herself, but like I'm doing well and I'm doing great, but people just don't really like see her. Like you don't really know. Like she could be walking down the street right now and you just really wouldn't know. And like if I could do that, I would love it, because there's certain things that I love about non-fame, like people not being in my business, people not knowing how much money I make, like being able to just walk down the street, look however, dress however, not being inundated with all this stuff like celebrity culture, etc. People liking me because they like me and for no other, like I love that about my life. And if I could figure out a way to successfully be able to make sure I'm good, take care of myself completely, my future kids, everything be
Right.
fine, and not be famous.
Yes. You know, on one of my podcasts, I said this before. It was an option. I said either I have $1 billion and everybody know me. I'm famous all over the world, or I could just take 100 million, which is 1/10 of $1 billion, and nobody knew me. I would take the 100 million.
Me too.
I would prefer nobody know me versus me having 9 times the amount of money and everybody know me, and I can't live my life like a regular human being anymore.
Mm-hmm. That would be the preference. So that's something I really desire. I have no idea how I'm going to do that.
Right.
But just to get the first part done, which is the money aspect, is the part I'm still trying to figure out, much less anything else. But that is something that I really strongly desire. I strongly desire to be a millionaire. And at just first glance, looking at my life, my house, all these things like that, you just don't know. You don't know.
You know, okay, so this is one thing that, and I only share this with probably one other person, and because that person, we kind of have the same, we have similar dreams when it comes to that. I want to get to the place where I have the amount of money where I have this. It's a reoccurring dream that I have all the time. That
A literal dream that you have, like when you go to sleep.
well, not a sleep dream, but no, not a
Oh, but
sleep dream.
vision.
But, yeah, but
Mhm.
I want to be to a place where I want to generate enough income where I can create my own neighborhood. So,
Ooh.
and not only that, so I have my house and I have a whole list of builders, and then everybody in my neighborhood, I get all my friends like, hey, I got a lot for you right here. I got a lot for you right here. I got a lot for you right here. And not only that, I got a lot for you. And then you get to pick the 4 or 5 people that's closest to you, and you can bring them into the slot in your neighborhood. So I see like I have a neighborhood where when I walk outside, every doorstep that I walk across, I know that person. And I'm cool. You know, these are like a community of my closest people that's around me. And then they get to have their closest people around them. Like that's something that I would love to get the money so I can get a whole plot of land and just have, like, when you have a whole neighborhood community, I want to have a whole neighborhood community of people that's in my circle, and we all living in the same community. That would be, oh my God, that'd be so dope to me.
It's funny. It's funny to hear you say that. It's funny to hear you say that, because that's been like that's been on my list like forever, right? Like the family compound. And I've got people who are like pitching in, ideas and, preparation, right, for being able to one day us all put everything on the table and have our fucking family compound. We don't have to go nowhere. Everything is all self-sustainable, all right here. We're all right here. Everybody kids, and it's funny, but so there's a meme that goes around all the time that's like, don't let me find out that you want to have matching last names, and a gate, with our a gate, with our last name on it, type shit, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I would love to be able to just that, okay, so maybe kind of crazy, not crazy. I've always wanted to have like a huge piece of property to like take all of the kids who are in like, CPS and shit, right? Like protective.
Yeah.
The kids who are age out and have nowhere to go after 18, right? Like if you just give me all of the abused animals and all of the abused kids, like just give them all to me. That's all. I'll fix all of them. Like that's always been. I told a friend of mine who has a couple nonprofits. I was like, y'all put y'all shit together, buy me a house, get a house, deem it a group home, and I'll move in, and then let's fix all these babies. Let's just fix the kids. People think that's crazy, but I mean, if I could, I'd do it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
It's crazy because you don't see nobody doing it. The people with the
Right.
means, you don't see doing it, but it's like, yo, and that's the thing, it's crazy, but it shouldn't be crazy, because if it was enough people who had the means who were actually doing it, then it wouldn't be nothing crazy.
Right.
I
It
have
only
free
gets crazy
thinkers.
because it's go ahead.
I got free thinkers homework.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
homework.
Homework. I'm about to
Yeah.
write it down.
9:40. She giving out homework.
Free thinkers homework. We're going to repeat this again at the end of the show. Something that you desire, that you think is crazy that you desire, could be the thing you just said or something else. The homework needs to be that you have to tell at least 3 other people this before next Tuesday.
You have to tell a desire to 3 people.
Yep. You'd be like, you know what? I really want to make a group home for kids that age out, and just casually having that conversation. You might talk to it might be a stranger that you run into. You might just start talking, and I just want you to casually, and I want you to say it, and I want you to notice how you feel when you start saying it, and how you feel after, and report back. But you have to say it at least 3 times to somebody, 3 different people.
I like that.
Because we got to normalize our desires.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have to be bold about it. When I was younger, I used to be so bold about everything. I'm like, I'm doing this and this and this and that. And I didn't even think it sounded crazy, but I realized how people respond to me that then, oh, this is crazy to them. Or they think, or how they, oh, maybe you shouldn't do this. Or maybe you should think about doing this instead. And then like, oh, you think this is impossible. And so I would shrink and not say but there is something about speaking what you want to do into existence. Obviously, there's work, but there's something about just saying it to yourself, affirming yourself, manifesting through words, and like really believing it here, programming yourself here to normalize this idea. The next thing you know, you start looking up organizations that do X or Y or Z. And then you start talking to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a part of a program that does blank. And then boom, it starts happening because you start talking about it and you start moving in that direction because you are talking about it. And so I think that's why that's got to be the homework. So
I like that. And I'm gonna do it too. I like that. I like that.
I'm good because I know it's going to be fruitful. I already know. I already know. All it takes is me just going out there and talking to 3 people. I already know.
And then at the bare minimum, what you're also doing is you are teaching people that it's okay to express their desires as well. And there is nothing when you say something crazy or what's perceived as crazy, ain't no such thing.
Right.
And if you can impute that into someone else's psyche, they're like, yeah, it ain't no such thing as crazy. Ain't no such thing as out the box. Ain't no such thing as we don't speak on that. No, we speak on anything.
That's
if you
true.
Can translate that thought process to somebody, that in itself is doing something.
That is so good because I think I said this last week when I told y'all I went to go meet with somebody who does public relations, and I ain't had the money to do it, but they took the meeting with me just so they could give me some free game. And I told y'all, when I told them what I wanted to do, they said that's probably going to cost you like $50,000 to do that. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to find $50,000, but sure.
Okay.
And he's like, no, you just have to say it like that. You have to say it like, oh, $50,000, that's nothing. You have to say it like it's nothing. You have to say like, oh, I can raise $50,000. I didn't raise $50,000, but I did get $30,000 in grants. And that sounds, even saying it now, sounds crazy to me. When I got one of the first checks that they give it to you in like increments and stuff, and it was like 3 different grants. And I got my first check and I was looking at a $10,000 check. And I was like, this is actually crazy.
Right.
And I remember specifically one of the grants that I got, it was like a lottery grant where you had to apply and you had to, fit the requirements to apply, but you getting picked was simply based off of a lottery. And they're only picking, I want to say it was some small number, and it was a pretty large number of people who applied. And I got picked. And I remember writing on a piece of paper, and I have it somewhere in my phone where I took a picture of it, where I said, I'm going to get this grant and da 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 da. And then I signed my name on it and I put the date on there. And then I got the email like months later, totally like kind of forgot about it, got the email months later. And then I went and scrolled back, and I remember I said that I wrote it like it was a contract with myself. Like there's something so powerful about being so bold about the things you desire. And I think this is the year to be bold. This is the year to be bold. And this is the year to look at everything that's done as a lesson and a step closer. Not a failure, but a step closer to where we want to be. And to be appreciative every step of the way. Because, I mean, this can be done. It's just, we just got to do it.
You never know how much the first steps will get you into the next steps, and how far the next steps will. Also, so one of the reasons that Prince is my best friend, I remember a time I was literally homeless. I was living out of counseling center. I was doing work for the church, but I wasn't getting no money, and I had nothing. I was literally sleeping in a commercial property at a counseling center. I didn't have anywhere to stay. He would let me work with him in some of his businesses. We were cleaning different properties. I get just a little bit of money, but he was like, okay, so what you want to do? This and this and that. He's like, we need to. So, and this is back when it was a phone book. He grabbed a phone book and just start going through apartments and just dialing up numbers. All right, how much is this for this and this and that? And how much y'all need down on this and how much y'all need? And he just going through and just writing all this stuff down. I have no money. I have no job. I have nothing. I'm homeless, living in a counseling center. And I'm sitting up there like, why are you asking these people these questions? I don't have anything. I can't do nothing if you want. But he sparked my brain. And by the time it was about an hour, we just calling people. All right, this is this month, this amount down. They need this down payment. They need this and this. And I had a whole list, but it got my mind moving. And literally, my mind started moving. All right, so if you need this, then this is what you need. This. And literally, once I got my mind moving, I got a job working security probably within a week and a half. Because I'm like, all right, now I know what I need to do to be able to pay for this. I got this security job. I started working that within a week and a half. I got this job, got the credentials and the licenses I need to do security. I hadn't even got one full check-in, and I was already going to these places. And then he sent me, he was going around and we sitting up there looking at these different properties, inspecting the apartments and stuff like that. And I still ain't got no money. And I ain't even got my first check yet. And I just kept going through in less than a month, I had my own place. I hadn't even had one full pay stub yet, and they already accepted me. So from that point right there, in less than a month, I had a job in my own apartment. But that's what comes to people who help you dream and help you fulfill, and just taking the next steps that I didn't feel like I'm looking at it as such a big mountain. It's like, no, just take the next. This is the next step. This is the next step. This is the next step. In less than 30 days, then everything about my life had flipped upside down, or flipped right side up, I should say. So that's all. That's all it takes.
That's that two or more gathered together, right? It's like it's the concept of that scripture. Like we shouldn't hide our dreams and goals from each other, because there's somebody who got a piece. What's Max say? Somebody got a piece of a puzzle. Like somebody got a piece to that puzzle that can
And you
make
know what
that
the
picture
crazy part?
become a
Because then I'm
thing.
sitting up here like, man, I ain't even got this. And it's like, so what? All they can do is say no. And I
And it don't
walk
change your
around.
circumstance.
But no, you got to change your mindset first on because I'm sitting up here like people telling me no is such a big thing, and people telling him no, like all they can do is say no. So what? Like,
Right.
what does that don't mean nothing? So even that in itself start changing my mindset. Like, okay, whatever. I can go as far as I can get. All they can do is say no, and then I go to the next person. All they can do is say no, and
Because
eventually
no
somebody
change
gonna
is
say yes.
nothing. No change is
change is
nothing
nothing.
about your current circumstance. Your circumstance is still the same with the no.
Right.
No doesn't make it worse. No just makes it the same. It's when you get that yes, things will change. So it's
Right.
like being
that
okay with rejection.
I had to adapt. Okay, what's the worst they can do? Say no. Okay, well, yeah, I'm already in the no state. I'm just waiting for the yes. That don't mean nothing.
Come on now.
It's so easy to hear you say this. Like I literally, that's all I got told growing up. All they can say is no. All they can say is no. You better ask Nikki. All they can say is no. You better ask Nikki. All they can say is no. And what are they gonna say? And then what? Like that's crazy. Like that's all I got told my whole life. All they can say is no. And it's crazy because you can even do that and still be sometimes nervous to ask a question.
Right.
Even though all I gotta do is ask. Sometimes you can still be worried to say it, you know, you can still be worried to hear what the response is going to be, you know, even though you know, but that's the kicker though. Most people won't even ask the question. They just won't ask. They'll just let that maybe no fear them into fuck it. I don't want to find out.
Yep.
Oh, no. All they can say is
like I was in the first grade. I never found out.
all they can say is no.
Like, I'm not going to give double assignments, but I kind of want to give a double assignment.
Double assignment. Okay, let's go. I'm with it. Let's go.
I just feel like this might be too loaded, but all you can say is no. What if the secondary assignment is asking for something that you think you'll get a strong possibility of a no from? Like the possibility of the no is real strong.
Regular basis. I do that on a regular basis.
I feel like I'm used to rejection at this point in my life.
Just marinate on it. If something comes to you, cool. Nothing comes to you, cool. But if you're like, I'm asking,
and I'm gonna do that. But you know what happens is I get to the place. If I start doing some reflecting, and I'm like, Q, when was the last time you've been told no in the last 6 months? If I look in the last 6 months and I haven't been told no often enough or been told no at all, then that tells me I'm not stretching myself. I'm comfortable. I only operate in spaces where I know I'll get a yes.
Right.
But I'm not working to expand myself if I'm not getting enough no's. And if I look back in the last 5 or 6 months and I'm like, Q, no, you comfortable right now, but you're not doing enough. You need and I tell myself, because I'm a salesman, I tell myself, yo, you need to have at least 4 or 5 no's by the end of this month.
Ooh.
Because I need to do things that I'm stretching myself to where a no or a not yet is warranted. And even through no, then oftentimes you'll learn things through no's. No, we can't do this, but what you're going to need to do first is do X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, I'll get back with you. There's a lot of learning in those. So yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm with that 100%. I literally just got done having this conversation with my son yesterday. We was having a conversation about, women, girls and women. And you're talking about some people in this group and they're already kind of jaded and they feel a certain type of way. I said, you know what? They're not getting told no enough. How do you and how do you even know if you ain't asked the question?
Right.
And let's take it a step further. There's even a level of character building in knowing how to accept no's.
Absolutely. There's an art to the no.
Right. And so I even teach my son, okay, yeah. And you may put yourself out. Number one, make sure that you're plain and clear as far as what you want and what your expectations are and what hey, nice to meet you. I think you look nice. I'd like to take you out sometime. I want to, if we can spend lunch or if we can get to know each other a little. Be plain and clear about what it is that you want.
Battery low.
And if you get that no, then there's also a lesson in learning how to reject it. Okay. Hey, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty. Maybe I'll catch you around on another time where we become friends or be in a different space. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Learn how to accept a no. I told my son, I said, if you or any of your friends haven't gotten at least 10 no's, then you're not equipped to even say how women are, or what they like or what they don't like, or they only like these type of dudes. I said, you ain't even put yourself out there enough to even know.
Facts.
I literally just had this conversation yesterday.
That's good. That's good. I like this a lot.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like we did it. Oh, I want to say this. Huh?
I said we got it. We got it. We had time.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this last thing. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for.
Preach.
Icarus.
Preach.
Remember that.
For sure. 100%.
So many things. I think that's a grounding technique in being grateful. It's just sitting around, looking around, and going, ooh, I wanted that. I wanted that bad. And here it is. Okay. It once did not exist in my life. And I sat up and thought, one day I'm a X. One day I'm a Y. One day I'm going to learn how to play piano. One day I'm going to learn how to sing. One day I'm going to move to New York. One day I'm a whatever. And then here we are. So if I can make that happen, surely I can make these new ideas happen too.
100%.
We did it, y'all. Okay, free thinkers homework. Remember, you must tell at least 3 different people something that you desire, that you think maybe sounds crazy or far-fetched or out of this world or grandiose. You must tell at least 3 different people. And you must ask for at least one thing that you think is more than likely a no. But you gotta ask.
I'm with it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I like it.
Anything else, y'all?
No, that's it, man. It was great. 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 We got last Tuesday coming up in a couple weeks, but we'll definitely touch up with our homework next week, see how that turned out. And of course, any suggestions, topic suggestions that y'all want to get into, shoot us a message. Let us know what your thoughts are, what you want to talk about. But I think it'll be interesting to pick up next week from this particular homework assignment.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Free thinkers in person, where y'all going? What y'all eating?
If it's not freezing on the last Tuesday, we'll be over Brent's. If it's freezing, then we gotta back up something between now and then. So we'll figure out our plan B. But if it's not bad, then we'll be over Brent's. But
we developing a lot of allies too, so we have a lot of people, a lot of options that we can go to. So
yeah.
The places and the venues that we go to, they appreciate our presence, and they are also intrigued by our conversation as well. They're like, okay, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So we be going into it. That I told the guy at Spinner, I'm like, all right, I'm telling you, you want this door open. I'm telling you, it's about to get loud. I was gonna get loud up here. I'm telling you. Oh man, we can handle it. Then an hour later, he's like, man, you right. You sure told me it was gonna get loud. I was like, you right about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, we gonna get rowdy.
We tried to tell you. But no, with that being said, shout out to those that have hosted us have allowed us to come into their spaces and wreck shop and run people off possibly. Spinners, we appreciate you always. Of course, Brent with Dirty Glove, we appreciate you and putting it out there to have us host so we can come back in person. Last month we were at Phoenix Den, so that was a wonderful experience. So very much appreciate the fellas over at Phoenix Den for having us. Got some friends who have offered up some space when it gets a little bit nicer weather as well. So we're hoping to kind of move around a little bit, for some of our last Tuesdays, just to, stretch out the city, let some folk from the South come and maybe from the East come, or that, just live a little bit too far out to commit to, North Austin on a Tuesday night, but it's been great, man. It's been great. I appreciate how we started this year off, like getting our mind in this preparation, this place, right, for 2026. And I think that this conversation was a great fuel put into that tank, right? So going and having to talk to 3 people and going, that's going to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's only the direction of forward. So I think this is great. I love it. I love how this is working. I love how this is progressing. I love it.
I want to give a double shout out again to Brent, Dirty Glove Midwest Barbecue, because even when we do switch up venues and go other places, he still show up and give support as well, which that shows a lot about your character. When even when you're not hosting the venue, you still rock with Free Thinkers and you still showing up no matter where we at. So I pay attention to stuff like that. So that's what's
every time. We got that's Free Thinkers is, man. We have a phenomenal network of people, right? Like we make great relationships with great people, and great people beget great people, man. It works so beautifully. Like it just works beautifully. I was telling somebody today, I was like, you gotta check us out online and then check us out in person. I was like, it's 2 whole different dynamics. I said, but no matter which one you experience, dope as fuck.
It's just dope.
It's dope as fuck, and you can't say it ain't. Whatever we turn to, and however long it takes us to get there, shit. We appreciate everybody who helps and supports and motivates and keeps us feeling like this is what we should be doing, man. Because this is definitely a desire for me as well. This is very much a desire for me as well.
We're going global.
And then while I'm throwing out flowers, I want to give another shout out to Denise. Denise, I really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. You're a dope human being. You add so much to what we do. And I mean, you awesome. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep me. This is growth for me. Like being here challenges me to have to think, to have to, if I'm coming up with these ideas, because I know I can't come to y'all with no bullshit. This I know. like you know what I mean? So it's making me okay.
Right.
What could we get into? What would be interesting? Like I know I'm gonna be having conversations with people who are gonna I was excited to talk about this because I was like, I'm just so curious to know what y'all think. And Nikki, where are we gonna go with this? Like I literally was excited because I don't know where we're gonna go with this, because I know that I know y'all well enough, but I also know y'all well enough to know that you are always thinking kind of outside the box and pulling on these little strings and little places, and so it's exciting to me because I never know where we're going.
Well, that's why I was joking with you at the end of the year wrap up. I'm like, we getting all deep and emotional. I said it's all Denise's fault because she's bringing up all these topics. But in all honesty, you not only do you tap on subjects, but you bring certain elements out of a subject that I don't have the ability to do. Mm-hmm. And you tap into deeper places that I know that if it was just me or just Nikki coming up with these subjects, then we wouldn't be able to. We've hit different levels of depth that we couldn't do without you.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it today when she came up with the topic. I was like, it's like having a vacation when Denise is on board. So many, but I think that's the beauty of this being such a a group collective is like whoever has a fucking idea, man, bring it. Let's talk about it. Let's do something to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there are not a lot of places for a lot of people where they can do that. And I'm never going to deny the fact that COVID changed people's relationships and relationship styles. So if we can still have this little space where whether you think we're crazy or not, or we're talking shit or we're not, or whatever, like it's still a place that people know I can say some things and it's okay.
Yeah.
Feel some things and it's okay. I can hear some things and it's okay. Or I know these people not gonna steer me wrong. Like at the end of the day, not gonna steer me wrong. It's always gonna be good shit. Whether you agree or not, it's always gonna be good shit. And it's always about growth somewhere. Some little piece. Every step, every single time. Every time. I love it. Love it.
All right. Okay.
We did it, y'all.
Thank you so much.
And thank y'all for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Night.